Okay, here we are, ribosomes. What are ribosomes? They are an organelle in the cell, like everything else. On these diagrams, there are these little dots, okay? They're often found on the endoplasmic reticulum. You don't need to know that word. It's another organelle, this squiggly little thing. It's found right outside the nucleus, and these little dots are the ribosomes. They can also be found free, floating in the cytoplasm, okay? So these little dots, oftentimes we're going to, because there's lots of things floating in the cytoplasm, oftentimes we're going to recognize them by sitting on top of the endoplasmic reticulum. The squiggly little line. There's actually two, a smooth and a rough. The rough one's the one that has the ribosomes on it. So here you can see here's the nucleus, right? Here's that endoplasmic reticulum, which you don't have to remember the name of, but you do have to look for those ribosomes, the little dots right on side of them. Okay, here's a whole cell, here's the nucleus, here's the endoplasmic reticulum. These are the ribosomes. There's also some floating free, but when you're showing it or identifying it on a diagram, we're going to have you point to the dots on top of this squiggly little thing called the ER, or the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, what do they do? Ribosomes are the workers whose job it is to build new cell parts. They get their directions from the nucleus. Remember, the nucleus is the boss that tells people what to do. Okay, the nucleus gives the directions on how to build things. Oops. Think of this. If these are the ribosomes, the workers, right? These are the directions they're following from the boss. The directions from the nucleus, that's called DNA, right? You may have heard of that. It tells them how to build new parts. That's what the ribosomes do. Here is we're doing definitions and part of speech. Examples you will do in tasks. Okay? So definition, there's your ribosome. Workers to build new cell parts. That's what they are. Okay? Part of speech, can you guess what part of speech it is? It's a noun, right? We have this brick wall up here because that's kind of an analogy. It's like the workers building something. Okay? That's ribosomes. Now, on to vacuole. Vacuole. There's a vacuole in a drawn cell. There's a vacuole in a drawn cell. Again, these diagrams are better than actual pictures. Sometimes hard to see and really hard to distinguish. A vacuole is a storage place for the cell. What does that mean? This specialized structure inside the cell is the vacuole. Again, lots of them look like little spheres, right? It consists of a bubble of fluid surrounded by a membrane, so it's fluid. A vacuole is like a closet in a house. It can store whatever the cell needs at the time. A cell might stash food in a vacuole before digesting it, or a cell might use a vacuole to collect or isolate trash or toxins, things it doesn't need, until they can be disposed of safely. Sometimes a vacuole can store carbon dioxide before it is released, okay? So, ribosomes in our notebook. Definition. It is a storage site for the cell. This is a drawing of what a vacuole looks like. Looks like a lot of other things, but it can change in size, right, as it gets bigger or smaller. And an analogy is like a water bottle. It holds something for the cell. What kind of part of speech is it? You got it. It's a noun. You're going to be doing examples and tasks and other forms we will go through together as a class. Okay? Good luck. In tasks, you're going to be looking for examples and drawing them here. Examples from models. Good luck. Have fun.